All right, subpart K, part 174, PHMSA. Subpart K, detailed requirements of Class 7 radioactive materials. 174 700 special handling requirements for Class 7 radioactive materials. Each railway shipment of low specific rail shipment of low specific active material that subverts contaminated objects defined in Statute 174-403. The subchapter must be loaded so that it avoids spillage and scattering of the loose materials. Loading restrictions are prescribed in Statute 173-427 of the subchapter. The number of the package of the Class 7 radioactive that may be transported with the rail car stored at the single location limited to the total transported intact for the total critical safety index that is defined in Statute 173-1403 with a strap that does not meet more than 50 each of the provision does not apply to the exclusive use of the shipment as prescribed Statute 173-403, 427, 441, and 457 of the subchapter. Each package class is class 7 radioactive material bearing radioactive yellow 2, radioactive yellow 3 labels may not be placed closer than 3 feet to the area of the dividing portion between the areas which are continuously occupied with any passenger rail employee. Shipment of one or more animals closer than 15 feet with any package containing undeveloped film. If so, if more than one package of the class 7 radioactive material is present, the distance must be computed with the table below on the basis of the total transportation index number determined adding together with the transportation index number on the label of the individual package of the railway cars or the storages. Each shipment of the feasible material package must conform with the requirements of Statute 173-457 and 173-459 reserved. E is reserved after any person shall not remain unnecessarily in or near the transportation vehicles in Class 7 radioactive materials. G. And in the case of the package shipped under the exclusive under the use of the provision 173-441. B. The subchapter of the package of the external radiation levels excess of 2 MSCV per hour or 200 MRE per hours an hour package server. The transportation vehicle must meet the requirements of the enclosed transportation vehicle. Statute 173-403 subchapter. Each package must be secured within position where the transportation vehicle remains fixed under the normal conditions incident with the transportation radiation level does not exceed 0.02 MSVs per hour and 2 MRE or REMs per hour in a normally occupied position in the transportation vehicle or adjacent rail car. Part 174-715, cleanliness of the transportation vehicle after use. Each of the transportation vehicle used with the transportation Class 7 radioactive material under exclusive of the use of the condition is defined in Statute 173-403 with the subchapter in accordance with the 173-427B, 173-427C, 173-443B, must be surveyed and appropriate with the radiation detector instrument after each use of the transportation may not be returned to Class 7 radioactive material exclusive of the transportation service. The only subsequent exclusive use of shipment utilizing the provision with any of the paragraphs 173-427B4, 173-427C, and 173-443B must be radiation dose rate within the accessible service of the 55 thousandths of MSV per hour or 5/10 of the MRP or MREM per hour, less there is no sufficient non-fixated contamination specified in 173-433A subchapter. This section does not apply to any of the transportation vehicles used solely for the transportation Class 7 radioactive material survey, with the interior surface shall be the radiation dose not exceeding 0.10 MSV per hours or 10 MEREMs per hours, and the interior surface 200th MSV per hours or 2 MRE or MREM per hours or 1 as 3.3 feet for interior surface of the transportation void must be stenciled with the words for radioactive materials use only and lettering of 3 inches higher in the conspicuous place both sides of the exterior of the transportation vehicle. It must be kept closed at all times during loading and unloading. Alright. 174-750, incident involving leakage. In addition, with the incident of report leakage of the 171-15, 171-16 subchapter, the carrier shall notify the offer at least earliest practical moment following the incident with there has been breakage of the spillage of suspected radioactive contamination involving Class 7 radioactive material shipment of the transportation vehicle building areas equipment and Class 7 radioactive materials have been spilled and not again placed in surfaces routinely occupied with the radiation dose rate at an accessible surface less than 5,000 MSV per hour or 0.5 MREMs per hour, or there is no significant removal radioactive surface contamination. See Titles 173-443 of this chapter. The package of the material should be aggregated with the practical further personal contact. The radiological advice of the need of the U.S. Department of Energy should be notified in case the obvious leakage appears likely to be inside of the container may not have been damaged and carry may have been damaged and should be taken avoided with inhalation, ingestion, contact with Class 7 radioactive material. Any loose Class 7 radioactive material should be left in segregated areas and held pending disposal instruction from qualified persons. And that completes the Part 174 carriage rail.